see how this goes. Hi, everybody. How are you doing? Season 3, Episode 3. That's a lot of threes. That's 33. My hair. Wow, I need a haircut. I'm just saying, it's poofy. Anyway, welcome back, guys. I'm Captain Foley, and it's time for a first reaction. So, we just watched Shuttle to Kenfori. Shuttle to Kenfori. That's it. And we got a zombie episode. Not the first Star Trek zombie episode. If you know which the other one is, put it in the comments right now. But let me pull up the chat and see what you guys are talking about. Sorry, I'm Canadian. I should say about. What you're talking about. Look, I look so evil with that. Let me try. Yes. Why are you offline? Try again. There we go. Good, good. Just let people filter in here. Shuttle to Kenfori. That's it. Well, YouTube updated their app, but they didn't fix the issue. Not gonna do that. Not gonna do that. Yeah, everything's still mirrored. Sorry. I thought with the latest YouTube app update, they would have fixed this so it wasn't mirrored for you guys. But unfortunately, here we are. All right, so Joseph Barbado, Ozzy, Devo, Trekyards, BJ, Michael, Joe Torres. Hey, everybody. So, if they're going to turn Patel into a hybrid, it's possibly the best bipedal Gorn we see. Are they now implying that the Gorn from Arena are human Gorn hybrids? It's funny, Sam and I talked about that yesterday on our live, saying that would be an interesting spin. I don't know. Maybe the Gorn captain from Arena, even though it's only like 7 years in the future from now, is in fact Patel's kid. We don't know. Also, why is it inappropriate to use the word zombie to describe the zombies? He explains it. He goes, these were former Starfleet scientists. What's up with Ortega's, though? I feel like of everyone, she's one to die, because how else do we get Sulu? I think she'll get transferred. I don't know if she'll die. She did a great job. Ex-girlfriend becomes the Gorn for TOS Gorn. Joseph Barbado, this one was really good. A very Star Trek feeling episode. Yes and no. I had the whole time in my head with them wearing what they were wearing and not wearing like Starfleet gear, essentially, but with them wearing what they were wearing with backpacks and just the whole environment of the research center, it gave me The Last of Us vibes. The lighting, the zombies, it felt like The Last of Us. The backpacks were what did it for me. I wish they were wearing like Starfleet uniforms, but other than that, I thought it was a very enjoyable episode. And as I said, this is not the first zombie episode we have for Star Trek. I haven't seen any comments of people that know the other one offhand. But I think the other one was done better. Anyway, yeah, I mean, we got some really great ship shots. The ship going into the atmosphere, very reminiscent of Star Trek 3, but very good visuals. Seeing the Klingon ship in the dust cloud of the asteroids looked really good. Like, there were some really fantastic ship shots this week. Una, her hair, like kind of Greek goddess braids put around the head. That look was really good. Her makeup, wow, like she looked really good. Very reminiscent of the 1960s type of hairstyle or hairstyles that we had, which was great. Uhura's hair looked fantastic as well. I think the weirdest part for me was the mind meld between Spock and Patel, with the Gorn quite clearly influencing the mind meld, so much so that Spock actually saw in Gorn vision. All TVs will come with Gorn vision as of next year. But yeah, the Gorn vision whips the poor ensign guy across the room. He's sorry for that. Sorry about that. The Pike and Patel thing, where she made this decision without telling Pike, I both understand it and I don't understand it. I don't understand why she wouldn't talk to him, but I do understand it because she explains it. He's stubborn and he would have wanted to find another way. But I mean, that's something you shouldn't be hiding from your partner, I don't think. So I thought they might break up at that point, and who knows what's going to happen in the next episode. But yeah, very, very interesting set of events that occurred in this one. The female Klingon was fantastic, very well done. The Klingons themselves, I love the gold armor, which is more reminiscent of the gold that they wore in TOS, which is great as well. Didn't like the fact that they used the old Discovery era shuttle, but she even kind of explains that. Like, my house has been dishonored. I had to basically grovel to get a ship to come here. So they give her the old stuff. That's fine. Her guards having the Discovery disruptors as well. And gotta love her take. As soon as the one guy gets bit, she just right away just shoots him. Just dead. You're just done. So that was good. Pike's acting was really good in this. So was Mbenga's, honestly. I think they both did a fantastic job. Everyone did. I mean, it was kind of a ensemble piece. No Pelia, though, but Scotty was on point. And they fixed a long-standing thing about Star Trek that has annoyed us since forever. Always there's systems going down on the ship. Sometimes it's life support, sometimes it's whatever, but this time it was the artificial gravity. We've always made the joke that the artificial gravity never goes offline. Well, that's been fixed now, and that was pretty great. Even though artificial gravity is part of the life support system, but it's good. I enjoyed that. The photon torpedo shot at the end and the warp out, fantastic. Yeah, there was a lot of good stuff here. Ortega's getting in shit and basically getting 2 weeks off the duty roster and having to go to chain of command training. And Una saying that this can't happen again. If this happens again, basically you're gonna be out of Starfleet. I understand Ortegas's reasoning, but at the same time, again, why is she pushing? Yes, she's having PTSD from the Gorn thing, but not a big deal. Not a big deal overall. Ozzy gives it over a 9.3. Joseph Barbato, yeah, but they should look smooth skin if we're nitpicking. Some of them might have. You don't know. I like how none of the, well, it appeared, I don't know if you can hear the rain. There's like a massive thunderstorm right now, so if the power goes out, power goes out. But yeah, we were kind of thinking and expecting that there would be like Discovery era Klingons here that are part of the zombie horde. Didn't necessarily see that, but that's fine. I mean, they just moved on from the Discovery era Klingons. They're not addressing it again. We're just seeing Klingons as Klingons. And I have no problem with that. If they're not smooth-headed, that's not a huge issue for me. I still would like to see 1 or 2 smooth-headed Klingons before the end of the series run. But yeah, can you hear the rain? We're supposed to be getting like nickel-sized hail. It's supposed to be severe thunderstorms and heavy rain. So if the power goes out, the power goes out. I'll do what I can, but just bear with me. And I don't know if you can hear it. Let me know. Let me know if you can hear the rain. You gotta go. You gotta get up, Precious. Hold on a second. I gotta help Precious get up on the couch. Oh, there you go. Precious isn't the biggest fan of thunderstorms. Trekyards says Impulse. Yes, Enterprise episode Impulse had zombie Vulcans, which I think was a little more atmospheric and scary than this episode was. But yes, thank you. That is the correct answer. BJ says, hello, don't like zombies, tired of them. Fair. Fair. Yeah, with shows like Walking Dead and Last of Us and stuff like that. Like, it definitely gave me Last of Us vibes, even some Walking Dead moments in there for me. So, why does the shuttle need a steering wheel? To pilot it. And it's not called a steering wheel, it would be called a yoke. Michael says, I haven't watched, just saying hi and hitting the like. We'll catch it later on the tube. Yes, thank you for hitting like. Which reminds me, 34 of you here, 13 likes. Hit that like button, guys. Let me know your thoughts, comments, questions, concerns, all that jazz. You can super chat in if you'd like. We'd really appreciate it. Help support the channel. But, you know, just in the regular chat, we'll hang out. We'll talk about it. Anything specifically you guys want to talk about with this episode, let me know, and I will address it. And once again, I apologize for the mirrored background. It shouldn't be this way. It just is this way because YouTube. And it's nothing with my camera settings. Trust me. I've been streaming live from this phone for years. It's the latest update to the YouTube app that has it reversed. It used to be like I saw the reverse mirror image, so I knew which way was what was going on. But you guys got the corrected image. There's no way I can actually change it now. Which, thanks YouTube, thanks. Yeah, zombies have been done to death. I see what you did there. It's funny too with the zombie thing. Don't call them that. They used to be Federation scientists, and actually the Z word. I wanted to put as the thumbnail, on the thumbnail for this, not Z's, N-O-T-Z apostrophe S, as a joke, but people might not find that funny. So, but they're not zombies. Anyway, Trek or not, they missed a trick having a Christmas-inspired episode where Q is Santa Claus and picking his naughty list. That came out of nowhere. Can you hear the rain? Jesus Christ. Olivia, $5. Good to see you, Olivia. Thank you for super chatting. Much appreciated. I kind of want to see what Captain Patel might look like after the procedure. I don't think she's going to turn into anything physically different. She's just going to have... Maybe she will. I don't know. Maybe this is the reason for the Gorn looking more human-like in Arena. Because, like I said, we did a live talking about the Gorn yesterday on the channel. And I kind of mentioned that since they're kind of like xenomorphs, where whatever a xenomorph chestburster pops out of, it takes on the traits of what it was incubated in. I made that joke, and we kind of talked about it for a few minutes. And then, yeah, today we're finding out that they're going to make a hybrid of a human and a Gorn, essentially, with Patel. So, interesting. Pugs on deck, and we got Klingons, yes. BJ says Captain Patel will end up looking like a Klingon. Michael says PTSD replacement. Devo, yes, I don't want Una, La'an, and Artigas to live. Oh. Michael says, was that Voyager? Was what Voyager? The other zombie episode? No, it was Enterprise. Devo77X, will Sulu's... Well, Sulu starts out as a scientist. Yes. And then he's interested in botany. Then he's interested in firearms collecting. And then he's a fencer. Sulu's got a lot on his plate. Devo77X said they had a zero G part, which is probably why the woman's hair was up. That's a very interesting point. I never even considered that, but you're absolutely right. Everybody's hair, and they replaced Mitchell as well at helm for a dude. So yeah, that's probably exactly the reason. You're absolutely correct. What's a hairstyle we can do that zero G wouldn't affect? Yeah, I never thought that, but you're absolutely correct. I'll make sure to mention that tomorrow when we do our full live breakdown and review of this episode, which will be at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. So please come and join us for that as well, where both me and Sam take a look at this thing scene by scene and talk about it. Yeah, please join us for that. Ozzy said, Spock should have said your mind to my mind and your thoughts to my thoughts. No, he shouldn't have. This was not a standard mind meld. As he said, this was to help her with relieve the pain and have, well, for him to take on her pain and to basically as a form of meditation. So it was a different mind meld. Your mind to my mind, our breaths as one, or something, as like he said. I thought that was good, actually, that it wasn't the same spiel, because it was a different style of mind meld. So I kind of like that. The mind meld scene was freaky, seeing the Gorn in the background there, and then Spock having Gorn vision for a second. Makes me wonder if the Gorn are kind of like a collective, and there's something that, now that that's happened, they've seen what Spock saw or something. Again, I don't know, but we will see. But I like that the mind meld was different, because it was a different form of mind meld. It was a meditation and a pain exercise mind meld, essentially. Hypno Amber is here. Hello. Klingons look like Klingons. They do indeed. Debo says, I did like the explanation about the zombies. I did too. Yeah, using the mold or fungus or spores, I can't remember exactly what, and the chimera flower to create something that was hardy for crops. Colin Barrett, I really enjoyed this one. The space moss zombies were actually well done. Yeah, but linking it to moss is very, again, reminiscent of The Last of Us with the clickers that are basically spore-based zombies. So like it had shades of The Last of Us for sure, which I couldn't help but notice and constantly think about during the episode. So BJ says the artificial gravity and flux was a cool effect. It absolutely was. Yes, and it's good to see that, because we always make the joke that, yeah, no matter how much damage they take, the artificial gravity never goes down. Well, guess what? Stranger Worlds has fixed that for us now, and that was a pretty cool scene, honestly. Trekker Nut, I suppose artificial gravity could become an isolated system in the future to protect from damage. Yeah, but why doesn't it ever get damaged when the ships get in the crap kicked out of it? Seatbelts, yeah, says BJ. The Trek Reviewer, I'm surprised with the fact that we don't know Pelia was alive, that the writers have not tried to say Pelia is Simca de Blitz Gravis from Taxi. Paramount owns both shows. Oh, okay, yeah. She was in Taxi, yeah. Trekker Nut, ooh, I love the rain. So calming and fun to listen to. It is, but I know we're getting a torrential downpour, and I'm kind of worried about, flash flooding or anything like that. Because if you guys have been following me for a while, you know that 6 years ago, our basement got flooded. Had all the upgrades and stuff since then, so it shouldn't be an issue. But still, I used to enjoy sitting and listening and watching thunderstorms, and ever since, I've had a basement flood with 1.5 feet of water that had to be completely redone and gutted, and a lot of stuff got wrecked. I'm not so much a big fan, thinking that it could possibly happen again every time it rains. I love watching thunderstorms, though. I love listening to them, especially, well, I guess if it's not my house. But then I'm always worried about my house, so. Commentary 101, Temporal Wars show one day. One day, boys. Might be cool. Joseph Barbato, Lower Decks did the best thing with the Klingorks in their finale. Yeah. Hypno Ever says, wow, it's raining hard. Yes, it is. I don't think we've been getting the hail they've been calling for yet, but it's supposed to be severe thunderstorms for spotty all night. Had a bit of a downpour before the live started, then just after it started, obviously. Supposed to get another one around 11, so in a couple hours again. So, and it's supposed to rain all weekend too, which is shitty, because we have people coming over. We're doing a little surprise get together for Sylvia this weekend, and it's supposed to rain both Saturday and Sunday, which is not ideal. So I hope it gets out of its system now, and that the weathermen are wrong, because sometimes they've predicted rain, and then the day is beautiful. So Matthew Vincent, loud rain is cool, just like Portland. Leon Abbey, Hey, I'm a Trekkie and a storm chaser. Neat. Stay safe. The new episode was exciting. You're a storm chaser. That's awesome. Ozzy. Foley needs Scotty to give more power. Yeah, Scotty was great. Not to step on Mr. Spock's toes, but you gotta do this, this, and this, and you gotta do it really fast. Joe Torres. Yeah, we had about 230. We had that about 2:30 p.m. Central Time. It was very windy storm with lots of lightning. Yeah, there's a shit ton of lightning. No real thunder to speak of though, which is odd. There's the odd boom here or clap here and there, but Joseph Barbado. I've not seen Last of Us, so it didn't come to mind. Yeah, once you see it, you'll know why I say that. Matthew Vincent, I like this one, but how far are they going to take the Captain Patel thing? You know the thing. Do I know the thing? Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where that goes. I love that Spock and M'Benga were going to go down, so they didn't have to tell Pike, but Pike kind of, off the books mission and all. Ozzy says Galileo shuttlecraft does have an A yoke. Okay. Mad Spectre 47, can you pick your house up and flip it? No, I cannot. Trekyardians, meeting two cool guests at something Comic-Con. Christopher Lambert and Christopher Lloyd, the two Christophers. Cool. Commentary 101, love the channel. Thank you, Commentary 101. Hit that like button. Let's see, we have our likes up to 21. We have 46 people here and 21 likes. That's not even half the people have hit like. Hit that like button. Super chat in if you're able to. Helps us out immensely. And it really supports the channel and helps us out. So if you can, please super chat in. But definitely hit the like button. It's free to do. And, we want you to show the love. Hitting the like button shows us that you love us. It also shows YouTube that you like the content, and it helps with the algorithm and the analytics and stuff like that. It all pushes through to the algorithm, and hopefully more people will be able to see the content because it shows interaction. So hit the like button on all the videos, comment on all the videos, do the things. We appreciate it. BJ says she'll be green like an Orion. Ooh, maybe. Green Patel. Colin Barrett, I wonder if the appearance of a Gorn is dictated by whatever species it was born from. That's what I said in our live yesterday, much like a xenomorph, right? So I made the joke that maybe that's how we get the more humanoid Gorn in Arena, is because it's from one of the ones that burst out of one of the colonists. Who knows? But then, if that's the case, Colin, then they're absolutely 100% ripping off the xenomorphs, more so than we already suspect. So, Fleet Paws here, $2. Have no fear, Fleet Paws here. Woot woot. Good to see you, man. Glad you're here. And to comment on what you put in the chat earlier. Good job. I'm very proud of you. The Trek Reviewer, the alternative name for this episode would be Zombies Ate the Klingons. Sure. See, there's the thunder. And the thunder rolls. You've been thunderstruck. Sorry. If the power goes out, I'll probably have to end the live. I could probably keep streaming, but it would switch over to the LTE network instead of, I don't know how that would work out. And plus there'd be no lights in the room. So if the power goes out, I'm going to have to cut the live short. I'm going to say it right now. I like the episode. It pacing wise was all right. There's a few places where it kind of dipped a little bit for me, but overall I thought it was a good episode. Just get all that out of the way, all the official stuff. I kind of said it all at the beginning, so if you want to go back and check it out, please go do so. But Leon says, I think Ortega is going to continue getting spicier. I hope she doesn't burst Gorn and rip. Okay. Trek or not, Stranger Worlds has a serious lack of yeomen. Trek or not, bringing shit to the captain. Oh, lack of yeoman bringing shit to the captain. Okay, gotcha. The Scottish Nightmare, not a great episode. Makes Pike look like a very bad captain. Yeah, I can see why you'd say that. Breaking a treaty, going off the books. He's more worried about his girlfriend and his emotions than he is about the treaty violation and stuff like that. Sure. Yeah, I can see why you'd say that. Devo, Trek culture said the planet Kenfori is a play on the actor's name from Dawn of the Dead, Kenfori. Well, there you go. Ozzy, there's a new crew member on deck. Yes. Trek or not, I am not sure Pike is a great captain. Good, but not great. Kirk even points out his hesitations, etc. Pike's a different kind of captain than Kirk, for sure. I still think he's a good captain, but he's more of a, not so much a lead by example, but he likes the crew to, he's a team building captain, I guess. Yeah, I'm thinking collective after that. Moss, yes, there's a Moss that we're based on. Donnie is here, hello Cap. Skydance merger to get approved at long last, okay. Ozzy, so this is a new mind. Sure. Fleetpaw, we also have to remember that any mind melds we have seen have been performed by full Vulcans. We have never seen one performed by a Vulcan-human hybrid. Darren Wagner is here. My big question for the episode was where are warrant officers in Starfleet? Good question. Don't know. The Scottish Nightmare, the one episode where Michael should have been in. Okay. BJ says, I pray for your basement. Now you're traumatized like Ortega's. I can't spell. Donnie, let's assume the merger didn't have to save the entire Star Trek universe as a whole, though I'm ready for a new era in it under anyone who understands it from the get-go. Yeah, we don't need to talk about the merger. Fleetpaw says thunderstorms are calming. Did you not hear? They are. I love thunderstorms, except when you've had a basement that flooded, and then you're always like in the back of your mind going, is my basement gonna fucking flood again? So, yes and no. I've always loved thunderstorms. Never had a flooded basement in my entire life. Like I said a few years ago, you guys all remember that. It was a whole thing, and not a great thing. The Scottish Nightmare. We never get proper thunderstorms in Scotland, just rain. That's a shame. Canadian Starships is here. Little boys who tell lies grow up to be weathermen. Good to see you, Canadian Starships. Wish I could have saw you in at Wonderfest this year. I'll have to get down to Kingston sometime, and we can hang out or something. Olivia, $5. Thank you, Olivia. He says, surprise. He says, surprise get together for his wife on a love stream. His wife might be watching. It's a live stream. The love streams are purely an After Dark special that is hidden on my personal channel, but that's neither here nor there. She's aware that it's a surprise to get together. See, the thing is, and she doesn't really watch my lives. Sometimes she'll tune in occasionally, but she doesn't. She hears me bitch about this stuff all the time right before the live when we watch it together. So she already knows my thoughts. She knows there's a party going on for her. Doesn't know all the specific details, but she does know we have people coming over, so it's fine. And the reason we're doing it is because her birthday is December 31st, so it's New Year's Eve. We always have people over on New Year's Eve, but all her life, her birthday parties have turned into New Year's Eve parties. Rightly so, almost, right? So every year I take her out for a nice steakhouse for dinner. We come back home. We invite a few friends over. We play Cards Against Humanity or whatever other games all night till like 2 or 3 in the morning, and don't really like when it's 12 o'clock and it's the New Year. It's like, hey, it's the New Year. Yay, Happy New Year. And that's about it. We don't do the countdown or anything because I want her to feel special on her birthday. So this year, nobody could come because everybody was sick. that was going to be coming, including the ride of one person was sick, so the other guy couldn't come. It's fine. So this year I decided, you know what, we'll do a birthday in July, like Christmas in July. So yeah, we're having the same people over, but in the nice weather for her birthday in July, which was a surprise to her when I told her this a few months ago, but I've been planning it for a while now. So it is a surprise, and it's not. She doesn't know who's coming or exactly what we're going to be doing, but she does know that people are coming and she has to be here, and it is for her birthday, even though her birthday is in December. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Yeah. Surprise, honey. You're going to become a hybrid with the Gorn. Joseph Barbato, I don't want the Patel thing to stretch the whole season, but I think it might. I don't want it to either. But with their track record, it might. Neil Hammersmith, I don't know the Umbrella Corporation. I didn't know the Umbrella Corporation operated in space. These Kurtzman writers are sucking the life out of the series. Hypnomer says, must feed the algorithm zombies. Yes, hit the like button. We have 33 likes now with 51 people here. So we're above half, but we're still not where we should be. Hit the like button, guys. Just a little thumbs up if you could. It would be greatly appreciated. And thank you to Fleetpaw. Thank you to Olivia, everyone that's super chatted. Those mean the world to us and help us out more than you could ever know. So if you can super chat in, please do. We really appreciate it. Fleetpaw says, smack the like button, people, or I will release the Xena Gornomorph Foley has locked in his office to get you. He did see that, I guess, then when he was here. Galileo doesn't have a yoke. Sure. Mad Spectre 47. Oh, wow. That was loud as fuck. Yeah, it's quiet as fuck now. It's blown over. I was the lightning before the thunder, says BJ. Colin Barrett. Well, it's not like we have seen much in the way of the original ideas from Secret Hideout. LOL. It's true. Canadian Starships. Looks like the weather is making it down our way by 5 a.m. Wow. Well, enjoy it. You'll be sleeping, but enjoy it. Olivia. I will be Captain in the Dark. A show by Trekyards. Hypnomember. I was meh on this one. Too many different things going on, so the emotional beats were rushed. The end made me cry. Yeah, there was a lot going on. But yeah. Fleetpaw, $2. Thank you. $5.53, 160 kilograms. I'm down 60 pounds. Nice. We don't do kilograms here, so you don't have to convert shit to kilograms for us. We just pounds. I know. Whatever. Hypnomember. Also, Pike keeps letting Mbenga get away with murder. Like maybe he needs some therapy for his murderous PTSD. Sure. Well, they're friends. They're old friends, so. Donnie says, for what it's worth, this week's new Strange New World is better to me than, say, Wedding Bell Blues, yet as good as Hegemony Part 2. Fist Rockbone. What if the more humanoid Horn, I think you mean Gorn, from Arena and beyond in Lower Decks is somehow related to what they are doing to Patel? Yeah, like I said, we talked about that yesterday in our Gorn live discussion. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, check out yesterday's live. You can go back and rewatch it. Great to be here on this historical day, says Donnie. Fist Rockbone, send your rain and storms my way to New Hampshire, please. Yo, weather, get your ass to New Hampshire. Yeah, we don't want you. Thank you. It's on its way. It'll be there soon. Donnie says, anyway, my new video review of Eagle Moss Enterprise G XL model has arrived. It's a YouTube search away and watch worthy. Excellent. Excellent. Channel, hold on a second. Videos. I'm going to watch it after this live. So there you go. I've got it set up, ready to go when this live is done. Check it out, Donnie. Not Donnie. Yes, Donnie. Okay. General Grievous, Love Stream is on the Only Trekyards page. Oh, it's on the Captain Foley only captains page. BJ, in the U.S. Navy, a warrant officer is a specialist between enlisted and commissioned officers in the Royal Navy, the equivalent of a Master Chief Petty Officer. I think in Starfleet they are specialists. Ozzy says, drink her some Romulan ale, green whiskey. I thought that was going somewhere else, completely Ozzy, and I was going to get in trouble for reading it, but yeah, you saved it, so good job. The Scottish Nightmare. Have these people not seen Alien and or Species? Alien hybrids are never a good idea. Captain Corky, just finished the episode. I'm curious if there were any consequences for Mbenga assassinating the Klingon or if Pike will keep it secret. He'll keep it secret. He understands that the guy was a war criminal. He was an asshole, and he probably deserved to die. There was a lot of, did he actually kill him, or was it self-defense talk at the time? Now we got the answer, and as he said, it was an unofficial, off-the-books record. He has nothing to report. He knows his friend is indeed a good person, so I have no issue with it, honestly. Captain November, that's an excellent way to spend a birthday and also have a celebration in the middle of summer. Indeed. Marco. Hello, Marco. Fleet Paw, $5. I do remember the flood, Foley. I was just saying thunderstorms are coming to me, but that's cool about the party for Sylvia's birthday. Yes, yes. Canadian Starships. I was talking to one of the crew of Stranger Worlds, and they were saying they are all expecting Stranger Worlds to roll into a TOS reboot series once Season 5 is done. Yes, I've heard a lot of talk and speculation about that, and I'm not 100% convinced that'll be the case. I hope they do, like, instead of like a streaming movie like Section 31 was. I hope they do something like that. Maybe a small mini series. I'd be fine with that, honestly. I don't want them to do a remake, like have a spin-off of Stranger World, which is just TOS again. If they want to fill in the last 2 years of the 5-year mission, I'd be cool with that. I mean, Star Trek Continues has already done that beautifully, but we'll see what happens. The Scottish Nightmare, best part was the slap. Yes. Fleet Paw. The kilogram was more for the non-American Canadians, LOL. Europeans don't understand pounds for some reason. Oh, okay. Well, you don't need to cater to them in my chat. If they can't figure it out and use Google to look it up, then that's their problem. The Scottish Nightmare, best part. Oh, I already read that one. Sorry, this happens sometimes when it's fine. Donnie says, hello, Andrew, and welcome. Or in your case, welcome back to Canadian Starships. Fleetpaw, yesterday's Gorn Live. Thank you for the link. Hypno Amber, I really hope they don't make her a Gorn human hybrid that leads to TOS, for that's not how you fix your Gorn problem. Unfortunately, I think she's not going to make it. Yeah, we're gonna have to see how that goes. I need a drink. And it's not alcoholic, it's just some Crush orange soda. But I got a wicked dry mouth for some reason. Ozzy throws in $5. Thank you so much for the super chat, Ozzy. Much appreciated. Long live Pike's saddle in the ready room. Giddy up. Fleetpaw, the only captain's stream is only available to those ranked captain or above. Marco, for me, the zombies didn't add anything to the plot. I think everything could have been done with or without them. But oh well, zombies, not a fan, but okay. Yeah, I agree. You didn't need the zombies, but they're, a lot of people love zombie stuff, so they're appealing to them, and that's fine. It kind of made sense with the premise of the whole chimera flower and the moss that they use. I kind of liked that. It was kind of cool, honestly. And, every once in a while you need like a horror type episode, so they got that one under the belt. It's done. Good job. Colin says the TOS reboot is one of the reasons Secret Hideout is not getting its contract renewed. Skydance hates the idea. Good, good. Fist Rockbone. Has the storm arrived yet, my friend? No? Okay. Haven't been able to keep up with the live streams lately. We'll have to check out yesterday's with some Gorn theories while I work tomorrow. Quote unquote work. Yes. It's a good conversation. It always is. You guys always bring so much to the table in the comment section. It makes us think about new ways to look at things, and we really appreciate that. So those live streams are always really fun. Colin says current talk is Skydance wants to relaunch Star Trek with a 25th century movie to gauge interest in the franchise. Future Star Trek projects will depend on how well it does. Okay. General Grievous, 10 more likes and Fleet Pod will do the Star Trek 5 fan dance live. Good, glad I want to do it. Glad it's Fleet Pod. Terrence is here. Hello, Terrence. Fleet Paw, $5. Or 10 more likes and I'll phaser Grievous's heart like Obi-Wan did. Oh. Canadian Starships. I also found out there won't be any Frakes directed episodes season 4. He was offered an episode but only given 10 days to film versus the normal 12, and he didn't want to do that. Well, that sucks. Mad Spectre 47. Patel's going to end up being the Gorn captain. Kirk fought in Arena. Sure, yeah, that'd be hilarious. USN 1775. Hey Cap, sorry I'm late. How are you doing? I'm doing well. Glad you're here. Don't worry about being late. It's all good. Fleet Paw. No Frakes in season 4. No. As my best Darth Vader. Was it good? No. BJ, rather than a rebot, I'll try that again, but do it correctly. Rather than a reboot, I'd be fine with moving to another ship in the TOS era with some of the crew transferring over. Yeah, that's cool. Follow Ortegas' career. She gets transferred to another ship and, you know, does her thing. Like Rebels and Star Wars. Hypno Amber, at least you have some pasties for a proper fan dance. Ah, indeed. We do. Yeah, Hypno Amber was kind enough to send some Delta-shaped Star Trek pasties for Sylvia, and yeah, they're quite lovely. I have pictures. I mean, I could show you, but I don't know if YouTube would like that, or Sylvia for that matter. But General Grievous, joke's on you. Obi-Wan had a blaster, not a phaser. That's the other thing that's really stupid in this fucking episode. Set your charging chamber to overload. Let's throw a phaser at them. First of all, a super small explosion. Puffed like 3 zombies out of existence. Would you rather do that? Or would you rather, I don't know, hold on to your phaser and keep using it to kill zombies? I think zombies wouldn't be much of a threat with a phaser. A phaser would take out zombies, no problem. So it wasn't much of a real threat, in my opinion, because I'm like, why aren't they shooting more? They could be shooting more. They could have got rid of the, or just beam, zoom. Next horde, please. You know, it doesn't. So yeah, throwing away your weapon in the vain attempt to like kill a bunch of zombie horde that break through a window. Seemed like a really stupid thing. Plus, where'd the other phaser go? Didn't they both have a phaser? But there was only one phaser that was thrown. It's fine. Don't think about it too hard. Hypno Amber, I've heard rumors of Frakes being the new showrunner, which I would totally love. That would be fantastic. Everyone would love that. Fleet Paw, phasers are better than blasters, much more civilized. See what you did there. Sean O'Sullivan, morning, folks. Morning, Sean. Mad Spectre 47, I love the Japanese tradition of that. No, it was do not want. Do not want. Colin Barrett, Will Frakes in season 4, his episodes are usually the better ones. This is true. He knows Star Trek. And as a result, his episodes are always great. Ray Manders. Hi, from Northwest Arkansas. Hello. Baz T. Kenfori was one of the main characters from Dawn of the Dead original. Yeah, that was mentioned earlier. Debo77X. I know the producers of Strange New Worlds basically want to make season 4 and 5 of TOS with their cast. That'd be cool, I guess. Canadian Starships. The Phaser Overlord was an outstanding fail of this episode to me. Yeah, kind of was. I agree. BJ, yeah, phasers should work well on zombies. Go wide beam, cut them in half or something. Or just disintegrate them, like poof, like they were doing. But then you get, we're running out of phaser power for these phasers. The batteries are depleted. No, they're not. They're only depleted when it's the script demands that they need to be depleted. Like Deep Space Nine, the Battle of AR 156853421, whatever the fuck the episode. I hate that episode. But our phaser packs are running out. Okay, you're treating it like it's a magazine full of ammunition. That's not how these things work, but okay. Good job. Sorry. Anyway, moving on. Fleet Paw. These Klingon zombies were freaking Call of Duty zombies. They were. General Grievous, especially since we know even Type 1 TOS phasers can vaporize. Don't move. Mad Spectre 47, that made no sense to me because wasn't Kirk worried about a phaser on overload taking out half the deck of the Unconscious of the King? Yes, but Mbenga said specifically overload your recharge chamber, not... There's probably different overload settings, you would imagine. So for smaller explosions to much larger ones, like releasing all the power of this. I'm fine with that. It's not a real problem for me, that one. Colin Barrett, currently what's left to come in Strange New World Season 4 and a short Season 5, Seasons 1 and 8 of Starfleet Academy, and a series of short for YouTube. Production must be wrapped by the 8th, 26th of August 28th. 26th. Perfect. Devo77X, the phaser bomb only works if you're running low on energy and don't have any extra power packs. Yes. BJ, be funny if the zombies just faded away with the phaser overload like in City on the Edge of Forever. Colin Barrett, Seasons 1 and 2 of Academy. LOL. Mad Spectre, anyone else's audio cutting in and out right now? I don't know. I saw a flicker or two on the screen that I was watching, so hopefully there's no connection issues. But like with the storm in the area, I don't know what the situation is. So if there is audio issues, I apologize. Fist Rockbone, it almost didn't recognize Pike in the tight shots of him on the shuttle where you couldn't see his hair. Speaking of, you see the shuttle launch, it comes towards the camera, you zoom in on Pike. Fuck, those shuttles are big. It's like little Pike head in this big window, and then you pan across and across, you go past the middle window, and there's Mbenga, again, very small. Like, those shuttles are huge. They would, compared to the TOS shuttle, they're like twice the fucking width. So it kind of reinforces the idea that the Strange New Worlds Enterprise is much larger to be able to fit that thing in the shuttle bay. But god damn, it's a big shuttle. And I like the shuttle. I love the shuttle design. I love the interior, but it looked silly. To me, anyway. Terrence Childs, how long does it take a phaser battery to run out anyway? Don't know, but if it's only like a matter of like 30 shots, that's fucking pathetic. That's not how technology like that should be. Yeah, I can understand if you're on the highest setting, like this disintegrate, it'll drain faster. But first of all, those phasers, tricorders, communicators, they're all induction charged. Anytime they're on a ship or near a source of power, they're charging. So considering they were on the research station, which had power, because they powered up the consoles, it would be slowly charging. That's one of the things with Star Trek tech. Whenever you're aboard the ship or anywhere with power, they're, the, your devices are always getting recharged. So they're pretty much always fully charged. Yes, if you're away from a power source for a long time, yeah, they would dwindle eventually. But that Siege of AR, whatever, was egregious in that. Like, oh, there's power packs everywhere. But they just treat it like magazines for a gun, and that just annoyed the shit out of me. And it's a writing conceit. It only happens when the script calls for it. That it needs to be dramatic stakes. Any other time, the phasers will last forever. It bugs me. Joseph Rabato, yeah, let them needing power packs because plot demands it. Yeah. Yeah, Sleep Pie, I did see that. I don't know what the issue is. It's got to be signal related because it is a little choppy. Once or twice I've noticed it's choppy on my end. So I apologize. Just not much I can do about it. BJ, just plug the phaser into a portable fusion generator. Fire all day and all night. All day. All night. All day. All night. Anyway, sorry. Start firing on Monday and go all week. Just plug them in, use extension cords. Right, yeah. Devo77X. In TOS, the Omega Glory, they mentioned phaser power packs. Yep. General Grievous, I seem to remember a throwaway line in TOS episode where Kirk had an insane former mentor on a planet say several officers with phaser rifles could hold off a Roman army. Yeah, that was what was his name? Crazy Captain guy. Yeah, and I mean, if you're doing that for hours on end, oh, now I've got one drained battery. It's been firing for like 5 hours, killing thousands of people. Now the battery's drained. Okay, give me another one. That makes sense. But a couple of zombies, a couple hours, nah. Mad Spectre, the shuttle got smaller in TOS because the crew complement doubled. Oh, wait, that makes no sense. Canadian starships, the huge shuttles match the upsized Enterprise. General Grievous. Oh, what? Or wait, he was talking about normal hand phasers. Yes, it was. Terrence Childs, 30 shots is pretty standard. A fully automatic rifle has 30 bullets in its magazine, so 30 shots from a phaser are pretty much the same thing. And yeah, it's not. No, I've never thought, oh, this gun can only fire 30 times. It's future tech, man. I think that's silly. Beyond silly. Way too many lights and glare on the bridge. Best bridge is Star Trek 5. Nice mix of TOS and TNG. Easy on the eyes. Looks professional. Functional but with some style. Into the Enterprise, so we may get to see the Enterprise go from its Strange New Worlds look to its TOS look. Though how they will justify that will be interesting. How they'll justify it. And this is something I mentioned in my last first reaction. I mentioned it in live a few days ago. Every fucking space battle in new Star Trek is the ship getting pummeled. And next episode, 3 months later, the scars of a battle with the Golan have all been but removed. So they're always getting new fucking plating. They're always getting new fucking... The corridors are always trashed. There's fucking fire on the bridge. How many years did Kirk commit the TOS Enterprise? How many times did the TOS Enterprise get the absolute living shit kicked out of it? And so there's the shit hanging all over the place. They have to go in for fucking repairs, refits. There's going to be some massive battle. They're going to get a refit, and you're going to show the ship before Kirk gets it. Straight struts, cleaner, whiter hull, looking more TOS. Oh, this is one of our many refits. That's what it's going to be. I hate the space battles in New Trek. They're so stupid. Uniform sparks. That's another thing that bothered me in this episode. Uniform sparks falling from the bridge on each side of Una. Uniform spark pattern, pretty much. Not as egregious and bad as the fucking flamethrowers on the Discovery Bridge that would fire in unison on each side of the bridge. But still, I hate the new space battles. Let's ram our ship into the Gorn ship, because why not? Like, come on. Come on. Are you telling me that Kirk is that much better of a captain than Pike? That Kirk's Enterprise never really went through that? Sure, they got rattled around a few times. But, really? Yeah. Don't buy it. Baz T, 5 pounds. Kenfori is one of the main characters from Dawn of the Dead, original. Nice nod if it was one. It was one, and yeah, that's been mentioned a few times now in the live. So, yeah, it was absolutely a nod to that. Mad Spectre 47, I assume they've made huge leaps in battery life by the 23rd century, like a full charge that can last for months if needed. How long does your tablet last right now, fully charged? Well, this is one of the big iPads. Yeah, I don't even know. When I'm not using it, I plug it in, so I'm not even sure how long the battery will last. I have taken to conventions and stuff where it's lasted, I mean, I haven't been using it constantly, but it would last like 2 days, and then be down to like 14%, something like that. Using it occasionally, so. But yes, you're right. Merrick. No, it wasn't Merrick. That was Bread and Circuses. This was the Organian episode. No, not the Organian episode. The Comms and the Yangs episode is what he was talking about. No. Can't remember the title offhand. Anyway. No, not Merrick. General Grievous, the other line was Tracy said they sacrificed hundreds just to draw us in the open, and then they came. We drained 4 of our phasers. We killed thousands, and they still came. Yes. Bread and Circuses? No. They carry fireboxes. A piece of the action. No, it wasn't a piece of the action either. Fleet Pop. I do remember in TNG the Type 2 phasers after the Dustbuster had a 10-second recharge cycle after firing on level 16. I have no problem with that. You fire, you can't keep firing at that level. Tone it down. Canadian starships. I want them to bring back beam phasers. Amen. Might be as simple as just holding the trigger down. Maybe they're... I don't know. The Scottish Nightmare. Klingons spotting them was a bad move. They will just complain to Starfleet now, and Pike will get into trouble. Well, it's also off limits to the Klingons, so no, I don't think that's the case. Fleet Paw. I find the bridge in 6 to be the best after the TOS one. Star Trek 6 bridge is good. I like the Star Trek 2 bridge. I like the Star Trek 5 bridge. I also like the Star Trek 4 bridge. You know, the one we see for 5 seconds at the end of Star Trek 4? I kind of like that bridge. It's a guilty pleasure bridge for me. But anyway, because it's basically the Star Trek 2 bridge just painted white. But that's fine. TNG exploding consoles and rocks. Those are Cordry rocks, as we learned in Lower Decks. And they're not fucking rocks. That's another thing that irritates me. They're rocks falling from the ceiling. They're not. It's insulation foam that's sprayed in the panels to prevent fires. But when they explode, the foam looks like rocks. But in Lower Decks, they explain them as Cordry rocks. and they actually explain their use, which I have written down because I couldn't remember it offhand. But it's supposed to basically absorb a certain form of radiation and protect the ship's components and crew, something like that. The Cordray rocks. Fleet paw. Hashtag fuck bridge flamethrowers. Hashtag bring back DS9's-esque space battles. Mad Spectre. Oh, Omega Glory. That's it. Omega Glory. Captain of the Exeter. BJ says, I like TOS space battles. Little dot on the screen that you fire phasers or torpedoes at, sometimes with the following animated boom, like that poor V2 in Patterns of Force. Yeah, exactly. Nathan Philip Connors. Kenfori? Like Kenfori? Yes. That's exactly it. General Grievous. Yeah, Omega Glory. It's confirmed you can kill several thousand with 4 Type 2 hand phasers. So a couple of zombies running at you would be no problem. The Scottish Nightmare. Klingons will just say they arrived in reaction to Enterprise arriving. But sure. But the only reason that they knew they were there was because of the viridium that was in the olive that M'Banga ate. The Klingons aren't going to say shit. So... Terrence Childs, this may sound cruel, but I am glad that the Cardassian people got what they deserved from the Dominion. It's not coming. Wow. Yeah. It's okay. Sure. Yeah. Anyway. But 8 million dead. It's a bit excessive. Too bad. So in conclusion, I did like this episode. I think it's going to be more of a mid-range episode for me, at least assuming based on what I've seen so far from this season. So I enjoyed it just fine. I think everything was pretty cool. It's going to be interesting to see how they deal with the hybridization, deal with Patel. I think the zombie makeup and stuff was fantastic. Not the best episode to look at visually. It was very dark and very gloomy, but I mean, zombies, so it's fine. The new Klingon lady, she was pretty good, honestly. Definitely gave me like TNG female Klingon vibes, 100%. Yeah, Pike and M'Banga were good. Spock didn't have much of a role this week. Ortega's was great, I thought. Una in command seemed like a little bit of a dead fish, but I mean, that's very much how Majel Barrett was in the cage. Not very... I don't know. Something about her command style I didn't really like in this episode. That being said, I loved her hair, and I loved her makeup. She looked like on point, which is great. So, and good in the command chair, but not... I don't know how to phrase it. Not anything that stands out, if that makes sense. Maybe. Yeah, just trying to think. It's a pretty good episode. It'll be interesting to see what me and Sam say about it tomorrow and how we actually rank it out of 10. So join us tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time when we do that, because the full breakdown and review are always enlightening. We always learn some things, and it's interesting to hear other people's perspectives. So, that was just the Disco D7, right? Yeah, pretty much. Fleet Paw, nice hot take though. Okay. Mad Spectre, wasn't there a Klingon warning beacon in the asteroid belt that doubled as a sensor? I assume it alerted the Klingons that there were shenanigans afoot. Yeah, they had left one, which I don't think they were allowed to do. The Scottish Nightmare. That scene when the Enterprise going past the Klingons was hilarious. I wanted to see someone in the Klingon ship look outside a window and thinking, what the hell? Yeah. Yes, I agree with that as well. Mad Spectre. Apparently no one looks out windows in the 23rd century. I mean, why bother? right? Who has windows on a starship? Bill Gates appears. Scottish Nightmare. Ortega's hasn't got over Macho Grande. Apparently, she has a drinking problem. BJ, number one was doing the first officer job this episode, like Riker in TNG, managing the crew, taking over when Captain is away. Yeah, she should. She usually gets the short end of the stick, I find, so I'm glad that she had something to do this week. Fleet Paw, cast gates into the depths of hell. My starship runs on Mac OS, bish. There you go. All right, I'm going to call it there, guys. Only an hour tonight, and I'd like to thank you all for joining me. Like I said, join us tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our complete review and breakdown. We got a lot of great content coming for you guys next week and this weekend and the following weeks. We got a lot of good stuff coming up, including an exclusive interview or two. Some from Vegas last year with the Strange New Worlds cast, and a new interview for a new thing that's happening. So I would suggest making sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell icon, hit like before you leave, all that jazz. I appreciate all you guys tuning in and hanging out with me and talking about this episode. It's been fun. But yeah, I'm only going to be able to do an hour tonight. So, yeah. Hopefully you guys had a good time. Again, thank you for watching. Comment, like, watch the other content. You know all the routine. You really do. Let me just read real quick what you guys are saying here. I love how they have a classic trope of sometimes saying sensors and sometimes saying sensors. I was thinking about reasons they might shrink down the crew quarters, eliminate ready room, conference room, and started to wonder the next computer voice would be number one at chapel. Oh, yeah. Because the ready room and the briefing room being off the bridge is sunk in. The bridge is in BC deck on this ship. In TOS, there's the bridge module on top, which this is lacking, and then there's the BC deck underneath. So maybe the ship's going to get damaged, and maybe before it gets to Kirk, they redesign that part and just throw a bridge module on top. Who knows? But yeah. Anyway, love to hang around and talk with you guys, but I do need to go. So I will catch you all very soon. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Have a good night. And until next time, I'm Captain Foley, signing off. That's Precious, who knows that I'm getting off alive because I was saying all the things. So she knows she's going to be going downstairs. And I'll see you guys later. Have a good one, guys. Bye.